How was day 3?
Great. Came off of a really intense, high-level day yesterday. Kind of pulled it back a little bit today, and we're really sharp, mentally focused. Guys are picking up stuff really quick. It's everything you want to see out of day 3 camp.
With Keyshawn specifically, people have made a lot about his jump season and the improvements, him potentially making a big jump on the court. What have you noticed in terms of his development?
Yeah, Keyshawn's just more calm out there. That's the mark of the game slowing down. He plays at his own pace. He's super strong and aggressive, and everyone sees the work that Keyshawn's done. And it's on him. It's on him to take care of his own business and come out here, improve, and show all the work that he's been doing all this summer.
And being about yourself, the calmness, have you seen in other players calmness leads to consistency? Because a lot has been made about Keyshawn's consistency.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, the reps, what comes with high-level reps that he does is the calmness and consistency. He's put all the work that he needs to over the summer. Some people would say it's probably too much work. I'm kind of worried about his burnout, but I mean, Keyshawn's a hard worker, and he's got that balance, and he's proved it over and over again. So I'm looking forward to playing with him. I'm going to enjoy being a fan of his this year and seeing what he's going to put out there for us.
Coach Keith, this is his second full training camp. He said he hasn't really done anything differently. Have you noticed any difference? Or
no, BK's the same. He's high level. He's intense. He dishes out a lot of tough love, and he can take it too. That's all you ask for from a coach. He coaches everybody the same, and he's really, really intense, especially in these first 3 days. So I expected nothing less out of him, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of things he puts together for us as we move throughout the season.
You, BK, the organization, have talked a lot about how open the competition is this year.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that way a few days into camp?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we're switching up teams left and right. The color on the jersey doesn't mean a single thing right now. You're playing with different players. You're getting a read on different guys. That's important with the new players that we have here, and the changing of roles that might be happening throughout the season. Is you got to be able to get a feel for everybody. And I've been on a different team every time I've stepped on the floor, and it's been beneficial for me. And the more that we can play together, the more that we can gel together. And the competition is high level, and guys are competing. That's for sure.
what has stood out about Will Riley so far?
He's a dog. He works his tail off, plays at 100%, 110% every possession, and Will has gotten a lot of opportunities and looks at the basket and points scored and steals just because he plays harder than everybody else. And that's a lesson that any young guy that wants to play in the NBA or is just getting into the NBA can take, is that especially if you can maintain it throughout the course of the season, you're going to carve a niche for yourself if you just play harder than everybody. And that's been proven over and over again.
They talked about the benefit of having 8 or 9 guys returning from last year's camp to this year's camp, and how it's allowed you guys to kind of seamlessly input stuff, but the returners help the new guys. Have you noticed that the new guys have been able to catch on quicker with how many guys you have returning this year?
Yeah, it's really difficult to catch on so quickly when everyone feels like they're drinking out of a fire hose a little bit, and even a guy like me who's been around forever, coming back to camp, it feels like you have to relearn everything a little bit. You got to refresh yourself on the terminology and the sets that we run and everything like that, and especially with how fast that we're playing and the speed that this camp is going, it's hard to pick things up. And everybody from anybody that we brought in new, Cam and Malachi, to even CJ have been asking a lot of questions, which is great at this stage. No one's going to be mad at you for not knowing and asking questions, but we're mad at you for not knowing and not asking questions. So that's the big difference, and these guys are getting the hang of it for sure.
Ball is ours. What does that mean?
Any loose ball, anytime the ball's on the floor, any opportunity to get a slight edge in this game has got to be ours. We need every advantage we can get, and thankfully we have a lot of guys who have that mentality that if it's between them and somebody else, they're going to come out on top.
I see it on the tees. Has it been a recurring theme throughout the early part of the season?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that speaks to the high energy and the high level that we're playing at right now. Things are super intense and they're gritty, and we've had some, some moments in camp where we've kind of pushed that line of aggression and physicality, and that's a good thing right now, and we can always peel that back as we go, but we want the overarching thing to be aggression and taking things and owning your moment.
What was one of the moments where you kind of pushed the line?
Yeah, especially on our super competitive day. What was that, yesterday? Guys want to win. And throughout the entire scrimmage that we had and throughout each drill, it's a mark of a good practice when everyone goes home sore and tired and banged up. And that's what we want out of this group, especially when we're trying to teach competitiveness and teach toughness. Sometimes you have to push that line a little bit and be a little sore coming in the next day, and that's just the stuff you live with as a player.
Talking about that aggression on the defensive end of the floor, what do you think the potential of this group can be on that?
I mean, yeah, we can force a lot of turnovers. We got a lot of guys who can guard multiple positions, a lot of big, strong dudes, and a lot of smart players too. I mean, half the battle on defense is just being smart and being in the right spot, and those turnovers just kind of fall into your lap. We're teaching our defense to be more aggressive. We're teaching our defense to be more physical, and starts at the point of attack. And so, if we can nail that down and kind of ingrain that into our minds, usually turnovers just kind of tick up as a result of just being more aggressive and being in the right spot.
How long after your surgery were you able to shoot again?
4 weeks. Yeah, about a month.
How long did it take for you to get the confidence back that once you started to shoot, you'd still be fine, that you wouldn't do any damage?
Yeah, I mean, 4 weeks in one day. Yeah, it's that surgery's a miracle, and I feel like I have a brand new thumb, and nothing. I don't think about it for a single second throughout the day right now, and I feel super strong, and it felt strong the moment that I was able to shoot with both hands. Super easy, and I'm thankful that everything went according to plan in that regard.
How do your early? Sorry.
Was it a painful process? Any part of it?
I mean, no, honestly, no, not really. I mean, maybe a few days of discomfort straight after the surgery, and then it was just kind of slowly waking my thumb back up and making sure the mobility was good and the strength was back. And by the time I'd spent probably 2 weeks working out at home, the range of motion was completely back, the strength was completely back, and I was able to, be out in business as usual.
How do your early impressions of Trey and Will right now compare to what you saw from Keyshawn, Bub, and Alex last year?
Yeah, it's very, very similar. I mean, the talent level is definitely there, and the willingness to come in and work hard is definitely there. These guys don't have their cool jackets on at all. They want to learn, they want to grow, they want to compete, and that's the biggest thing you want as vets having rookies come in is you want them to be aggressive, you want them to be assertive, and you want them to, bring that passion and energy every day. If anybody comes in with a cool jacket on, that gets exposed right away, and these guys don't have an ounce of that, so we're off to a really good start.
DK talked about how today was very focused on half-court execution. What does that look like? Is it repping through sets? Is it going through different plays, working against the defense? Or?
Yeah, I mean, everything you said is correct. It's all about working. It's mostly working against defense. Our offense is not very set-driven. It's more read and react, and the only way that you can get good at reading and reacting is by playing against defenses that are live. So, a lot of competitive work, a lot of 5-on-5, and against both, players and coaches.
You said BK can dish out tough love.
Yeah.
And also take it. What does this tough love look like?
I mean, BK's an old school guy. He makes it known from the very beginning that it's all coming from a place of love. And once that's set, and once that standard's there, he can be as tough on you as you want. BK's really good at dishing out tough love and then moving on immediately. He doesn't really hold things over your head, and that kind of accountability, but then the freedom that comes after that frees you up as a player. I mean, I think everybody at their core wants to be held accountable and wants to be held to a higher standard and get better. And if you have a coach that is not afraid to do that from the jump, that motivates you to be better. Not at a place of fear, but at a place of people that are above you, the coaches, the front office, like believing in the kind of player you can be rather than just who you are right now.
What kinds of things does he say? This is an invitation to do a BK impression.
Yeah. I mean, he's very big into like making, or he's really big into like taking down what seems like he turns mountains back into molehills, right? So whether we're tired, whether we're fatigued, whether we're sore, he encourages us to push past that. When he feels like the energy's down, he hops into drills, and he was a point guard back in his day, so he can still handle the ball a little bit. And he's just really passionate about the way that we play, and his level of energy is contagious. every single day he has a genuine appreciation for being here. He's grateful for the position that he's in, and he's grateful to coach us. Not going to give a BK presentation or BK impersonation, but hopefully that kind of paints a picture of the kind of coach that he is, especially those players who want to be held accountable.